Britannia Industries has entered into a joint venture with French cheesemaker Belsa, and as part of the deal, Britannia will retain a controlling stake while sell a remaining 49% in its wholly owned subsidiary. We have Mr. Varun Berry, who is the Executive Vice Chairman and Managing Director, and as well as Cecil Bellio, who is also the Chief Executive Director of Bell Group. Thank you so much for joining and talking to BQ Prime. I would like to begin by asking Mr. Berry, how does the JV fit into Britannia's growth plans?
So, as you know, that we have this ambition of becoming a total foods company. We've been in the dairy business for 25 years. It's still a very small part of our portfolio. What we would like to do is we would like to grow this portfolio, and we are good at some things. We are average at some things. We are very clear that we don't have the know-how for cheese, and hence this is absolutely a bullseye as far as the partnership is concerned. Bell Group has been in the cheese business for 150 years. They've got the know-how, they've got the R&D capability, and they've got a very iconic brand in the Laughing Cow. And Britannia Industries obviously has the distribution, understanding of the consumer in India, and also the people who will run the business. So I think it's just a marriage made in heaven, and that's where it fits in our portfolio.
Right. Also, Bell has been present in the country with the Laughing Cow. So, how do you see the brand, and how do you see the cheese as a category growing, and how potential is the Indian market?
I think the Indian market is an amazing potential. When you look at the cheese market. Today, the cheese market barely exists in India. It's a very nascent category, and I would say that we have the opportunity to build it through very strong brands, iconic brands, through innovation and bringing convenient, tasty, nutritious cheese snacks to the Indian people. And this is exactly what we aim with Britannia. We have this know-how. We know how to build a category. We've done that in many countries. The Laughing Cow is present in 120 countries all over the world. And Britannia has this fantastic capability to provide us the capillarity to be everywhere, this very strong understanding of what Indian people needs. So again, the strength of both partners will allow us to very, I think, strongly build this category in the coming years.
Right. Also, Britannia is known as a mass market brand. So, cheese is also a premium category. How do you plan to take this product to the tier 2 and tier 3 markets?
Well, I disagree. I don't think we are the mass market brand. We have some very premium products as well. But yes, in cheese, we've been a very premium product because we haven't been doing it ourselves. It's been done through a contract packer. What this will give us, as you know, we are putting up a back-end facility whereby we are backward integrating it to collecting milk and also making sure that we produce our own raw cheese and thereby process it and make processed cheese. So that's going to give us the ability to produce cheese at the right price and the quality as well, because the quality of milk that we are collecting in our plant in Ranjangaon, we started about 4 years ago, and we've done a very good job of making sure that we have this backward integration to get the best quality milk. With that, I think we will be in a great position with the most trusted food brand in India as Britannia and the iconic brand of Laughing Cow to be able to create some magic in the market.
Right, sir. Also, we have only just one brand, that is Amul, which has a large mass market presence. What is the kind of market share that you're looking to achieve?
So we have great respect for Amul. I think Amul's also an iconic brand, and they've done a fantastic job of creating the cheese market. We would certainly want to participate in the cheese market in a meaningful way. I don't think we are in a position to challenge Amul on an overall basis, but yes, we would like to take more share out of this category. Objective is to grow our cheese market 5 times in 5 years.
All right, sir. And what kind of investments would you like to put on overall, maybe long-term growth-wise?
So, just from a back-end perspective, there is about 170 crores of investment which has gone into our plant, just the cheese plant. What we've estimated is that we would double that investment in the next 2 years because we'll be bringing some innovation to our factory as well. But besides that, there's going to be a lot of investment in building the brand as well. So all put together, we are looking at a substantial contribution to not just putting up the back-end facility, but also building brands as we go forward, and hence creating a niche for ourselves.
All right. So we have seen that cheese as a category is growing. So what are the factors that you have seen so far that would drive the penetration?
So normally what would drive the penetration is we need to embed the cheese consumption into local usages. And we have used the last 4 years in order to deeply understand how the cheese and the cheese portion of the Laughing Co or the sachet could be relevant for Indian consumers. And we have seen that there is a very strong need and trends among the mothers in India to look for healthy, nutritious and tasty solution for kids. And for instance, we have identified that the tiffin box, the lunch box of the kids, are a very strong moment of consumption for our sachet or for our triangular portion. It could be used on any kind of Indian bread, like paratha bread, for instance. So the purpose of that is just to provide simple ways, simple recipes for Indian consumer to know how to use the cheese. Because as soon as they've started to taste the cheese and to taste the taste of the Laughing Co product, they just love it.
Right. You have also mentioned about the sachets. Could you please tell us more about it? I mean, it's very interesting because we don't really have any brand coming up with a sachet. So can you please tell us a little bit about it?
Yes, you are absolutely right. And the sachet has been developed exclusively for the Indian market. The thinking behind was to make sure that we have within our range one SKU, one dedicated product, which will have the capability, to go more mainstream because it's an accessible, affordable format. So what is very nice with the sachet is that it has been developed so that it's an ambient product, so you don't need to have a fridge to distribute it, which will give us a much broader capillarities, capabilities of distribution. And we wanted to stick to the 10 rupees price point because we know that it's a very important price point in India. So we have just started to launch it, and we see that there is a very strong interest from the Indian people for that kind of format.
All right. So we have seen inflation impacting both consumers as well as companies. We have also seen rural slowdown, but also biscuit as a category might have bucked the trend. But overall, when do you expect recovery?
So I think this quarter we've seen slight inflation. It's not been as rampant as what it's been for the last 6 quarters. What's really happened is that there are a few commodities which have cooled down. So palm oil, which was on a boil till the last quarter, has cooled off. But milk, because of the lumpy skin disease, has been on a boil, literally. The prices have been going through the roof. I think that once the government controls that, milk prices should come back to normal. Wheat has also been increasing as far as prices are concerned, but the season is around the corner. 3 months down, we have the wheat season, and hopefully that should cool down. So while we are still seeing a little bit of inflation, I do think that in the next couple of quarters, things should come back to close to normal.
Right. And so in terms of demand also, are we seeing a recovery?
Well, from a revenue growth standpoint, we are seeing very good demand. But if you look at volumes have been obviously tepid. Yes, from a volume standpoint, it will take time because consumers have been hit with fairly high inflation. And if you look at it, almost 55% of our portfolio, we've cut grammage in our packs to take the price increase. So while the number of portions that are being consumed have not come down, but volumes have been a little tepid. I think in the next 2 or 3 quarters, even volumes should be, at a reasonable level.
All right. Thank you so much, both of you, for speaking to us at BQ Prime.